Slovakia, but I live in Prague. I've been living here for the past 5 years already. And what I do is basically I'm a copywriter. I own my own business, so I work with clothes. Some people call me a fashion designer, but I don't call myself that. I'm just kind of creating nice stuff for women like me who like to wear something that is sexy but still comfortable, and basically who like to feel good in their clothes.
Do you have your own brand?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's called the Bewitch. But it's an acronym. So basically, it's like be women, inspirational, trendy, captivating, and happy, which is like 5 things that I believe every woman should be. So that's why I call it this way. And also, I like the connection of women with like their inner selves and with nature, because we used to be called witches, but basically, those women only worked with herbs, and they were connected to the forest, to the nature, basically, so they were not like really the witches. So yes, well, basically it's mostly elegant clothes, so you can wear it to work, but I focus on ladies suits or pantsuits. So you can get a blazer of any kind. I have like 5 styles, but I'm still creating more and more. So every woman can actually choose what she likes and what she believes fits her well. And then combine it with different types of trousers. So you don't have to basically buy the suit, blazer, and the trousers that I have created, but you can combine anything that you like from the collection. And what we do is that we have a confectionery, and then we also have made to measure clothes. So if you, for example, would like to have a suit in turquoise or any color of your choice, we can just sew it for you. We use a lot of silk, and I'm also trying to make it sustainable. So everything we do, we're doing it by hand in Slovakia, in a factory. And also I'm trying to be careful about the materials that I'm picking, like in general.
Now tell us shortly about your cooperation with Easy Mark Publishing, and why did you choose to write your book with us?
Mm-hmm. So the cooperation with Easy Mark Publishing was very thrilling for me from the very beginning, because in fact I have always wanted to write my own book. I work as a ghostwriter, so I have written a couple of books for other people, basically, that are being sold under their names, but didn't have the push from the outside, like, yes, do it now, it's done. And then suddenly I have received an email from Mark from Easy Mark Publishing. And he was like, hey, Bona, I like your style. So let's just write something together. He basically introduced the whole project to me. And I thought it's very nice. So let's do it. So it was very easy for me. Many of the tourist guides, I find the information very, let's say, general. For example, every tourist guide will send you to Bratislava because it's a capital city, and they would, for example, talk about it like half of the book. But for us as Slovaks, yes, Bratislava is nice, go there, but it's not really Slovakia. So I wanted to promote basically where the locals go to experience what we do, what we eat, but in places where we would eat it, not in the tourist places. So this is what I was trying to put into the book. And this is also why I was very thankful for having the opportunity to write it. I'm from the high Tatras and low Tatras. It's like the most beautiful part of Slovakia, but many people who actually go and visit never get there because you need to take a train, or you need to, go by bus or hire a car. But really, unless you go there and unless you really experience the nature, you haven't been to Slovakia.
While writing and researching more about your country, did you find out any surprising facts about Slovakia that you would like to share with us today?
That's a tough question. I think that some of the surprising facts for me were that we have more places in UNESCO and in like the World Heritage that I thought that we had. Like when I was doing the research, I was like, oh, really? Is this also there? Like, why people don't know? And then another thing is that there are a lot of cool places that are actually coming out because like a couple of years ago, I remember, for example, when I wanted to have a really good coffee or I wanted to visit like a cool restaurant or, something, it was really hard to find. So this was a bit surprising for me.
Okay, and you mentioned about the hidden gems. Could you name some of them?
Yes, well, the well-known are for sure like Volkolinec, which is like little village, Berak. It's almost in the mountains, low Tatras, which means it's very close. You can very easily get there and visit it. And it's basically like you can travel back in time because when you go there, you can see how people in Slovakia lived 50 or 100 years ago. You can enter the old houses, you can see what they've been using, their everyday lives, etc. Then there's a lot of castles. Very well known is Spish Castle. When you go there, it's a rock castle. So basically you can't see much, but it's a nice museum there. So there's a very cool restaurant with the local meals.
Can you mention a couple of local dishes that you definitely recommend tourists to try while they are in Slovakia?
Mhm. Absolutely. The one that everyone should try is halušky, which is like dumplings with the sheep cheese. And the funny thing is that many people don't want to try because it doesn't look very good. It's actually a meal that people are preparing for potatoes, flowers, so it's very simple. And then you can top bacon or with sausage that is like a little bit fried, which gives it a very nice taste. And I have seen that actually the foreign tourists are like, oh, what is this? Doesn't look good. It's like, it's delicious. You gotta try it. So this is number one thing. And yes, everybody loves it after they try it because it's nice. Then there's another one, which is fried cheese. That's also very special. I mean, you can find like mozzarella sticks or something, elsewhere in the world.
Yeah.
But what we do is that basically we fry almost every kind of cheese, especially Edam, which is also Edam or Gouda, which are also like very typical types of cheeses for us. And then we eat it with the tartar sauce and with mashed potatoes or with French fries or like boiled potatoes. You can also find it like in a lot of places in Czech Republic. I think it's something that we share a lot. Like our countries just love fried cheese. It's cool. Regarding some other dishes, there are, for example, a lot of dishes with the cabbage, or then we have the goulash, but most of those are just, brought from Hungary or from the places around us.
What about hiking points? You mentioned the village that is almost in the mountains, so maybe you have some more interesting places to hike.
Absolutely. We have High Tatras, which is like a very beautiful place where you can go for hikes or for walks. And basically, the hikes can go from 1 hour up to like 8 hours. Some people like can do 2 day hike, or you can just choose to, hike all of the peaks. So it can be 1 week, for example, to spend in the mountains. We have high mountains and high Tatras and the low Tatras. You can ski and hike in both of them. Low Tatras are basically smaller. Most of the people who actually choose to go for hiking, they go to high Tatras. It's also a nice spot from where you can travel to Poland, for example, because part of the High Trust is shared with Poland. So there are like two sides. And funny thing is that the mountains look different for both sides. So when you come to the Slovakian side, you have like basically absolutely different experience than when you visit the Polish side. Really a lot to explore.
Maybe you can mention a couple of beaches that you would recommend tourists to visit?
Yes, we have some beaches, but we don't have the sea. So basically, the beaches that you can actually visit are the ones around the dams or lakes. We have a couple of nice ones, Litovská, which is basically still in the same area, like between the mountains. What's really beautiful is that when you're going around, you can see these mountains from the shore. So you're bathing in the lake basically, and you're looking at low tetras or at high tetras. So especially like sunsets are very beautiful from here. Set the mountains because that's protected. So I better not do it in like high tetras or somewhere like to bathe in a river. But anywhere else, when you're not in the national park, it's allowed.
What about dangerous parts? Are there any things that you would like tourists to know before visiting?
I think that Slovakia is a very safe country. I don't want to say no danger because when you're traveling, there is always a little bit of danger. You always have to be cautious about your belongings. And, when you forget something somewhere, people are going to take it. So I think this is like normal. So Slovakia is nothing special. It's definitely not dangerous. So if you are in trouble and you find some younger people on the street or ask them for direction, they should be able to point you at some direction. However, as in every big city, I will maybe mention some scams that you can see or find in Bratislava, especially in the city center. But this is the same with Prague, with Berlin, and with every other big city, So it's definitely good just not to talk to anyone who comes to you on the street or like even like giving advices to people because they may be trying to steal your attention. But again, this is normal. It happens everywhere else in the world. So this is nothing special for us.
Let's imagine touristic family or a couple visiting to Slovakia with 1 week unlimited budget. What would you recommend them?
Probably flying to Bratislava. Well, depending from where, you can fly to Vienna or Budapest or even Prague, Brno, Bratislava. Everything is relatively close and you can get to Slovakia by bus or by train like very easily. And then I would spend 1 or 2 days in Bratislava because still it's a capital city and there are some nice places that people can visit. But I wouldn't give it like extremely too much time. Then I would head more to the north by train, stop by in Trenčín, which is also a very nice place with a beautiful castle that can be seen from like very long distance. Enjoy the restaurants, the romantic atmosphere there. Then I would head again more to the north. I would go to Liptovský Mikuláš, a great place where you can stop by for example, 2 days, explore the local area, go bathing in the dam, enjoy the water sports and everything that you can find. Then you can go to Košice, which is a very nice center of Slovakia. You can find the cathedral there and also very nice surroundings full of very interesting caves, for example, and like hidden gems that I've been talking about also in the book. What I wanted to say by all this is that people should not be worried about traveling by local transport because really like our trains, I would say, are pretty good. They might not look the best depending on the train that you're going with, but it's probably the cheapest and fastest way to go around. And really, you can get to the center of everything just by train. From Bratislava to Košice, I think it takes around 6 hours, which is like basically from west to the east of Slovakia. So very easy, not that far. And really in 1 week you can travel. Also depending on how much time you want to spend and allocate.
Okay, thank you very much, Ivana, for in-depth guidance how to navigate there in 1 week. And let's say, talk a little about your book now. Why do you think it's the best travel guide about Slovakia?
Well, because it's mine. But I mean, not mine because I've written it like a special author, but because I put a lot of myself in it. And I really try to write it in a way what I would do if, or what I would like to experience when I'm in a different country. Because the more I travel, the more I am trying to really experience the local life. And yes, I go to the places that are like important for tourists. Like, yes, this is a must see because, everyone wants to see it or because it's an important place. But then I do this, for example, in a day, and then I'm trying to accustom, to see how these people live, where the locals go, where the locals eat, where the locals go for a coffee, for example. So this is what I was trying to put in my book. I focused on must-see places. Like, yes, this is why Slovakia is known, or what you really have to see in Slovakia. But then also allocate the time for all these places that nobody actually goes to, and they don't go there not because it's not nice or it's not beautiful. They just don't know about these places,
Yeah.
or it's like where actually locals go, and this is what tell you a lot about the people and also about the travelers.
I believe that's one of the unique parts about this project, that when we travel industry is very much like centralized nowadays. So we know a couple of places in each country and we just go there and that's it. And I think
Yes.
this is a great chance to actually, what we mean by locals view is exactly that, to see another point that maybe wasn't very known, or you can't even Google it because it's just like you need to know about it to Google it. And
Yes,
uh,
exactly.
coming to this point, Ivana, what do you think? What is one thing you would like the world to know about Isimark Publishing and the mission we are all focused on together?
I believe that the most unique thing about this project is what I just described. Like, exactly, we are all trying to put something ours to the books. So we
Yeah.
are trying to bring like definitely completely new experience to a person who travels to our country. As you said, if you want to find the hidden gems, if you want to really experience something new, you have to firstly know about it. And you can get to know about it by reading a book like ours. There are still a lot of people who want to have all these things in a book with them, not by stopping someone on the street. So it's definitely also like a safer way to do that and to travel. This is why people will actually love these travel books.
Is there anything you would like to add?
If there's something that I would add is that I would definitely invite everyone who has never been to Slovakia to visit our beautiful country. We might be similar to countries around us, but we definitely have something that is unique, and everyone from anywhere in the world, you're welcome to come to Slovakia.
Your book is actually going to take travelers to places that they didn't know. Thank you very much, Ivana.
Thank you as well.
Also, I believe that there is this like negative kind of association with witches, and perhaps you are turning it around. Yes.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm trying to do.
That sounds very beautiful, and I totally agree that every female has this power of being like magnetic naturally. And when we are connected to our female energy, we just vibrate it naturally.